Hi guys, welcome back. I'm Maya with Simply Bloom. I normally don't look like this when I am in the garden, and that is because I went to a Christmas tea at one of my local churches tonight, and it was so wonderful and it was so much fun to dress up. I normally don't get to dress up, but it was so fun. Jazzy and I went together, met with my mom, and it was so wonderful. And so pretty much what it is everyone has a table. I think there were probably like, what was it, like 30 tables?
Yeah, something like that.
It had to have been close to 30 tables. I don't know the exact amount. But there is like a hostess of the table, and it's their job to decorate the table. Every single table had a different theme. It was so beautiful. Of course, it had like a winter or Christmas theme. I thought it would be fun. I went along and I got video recordings of each table, but I thought I would go through, show you all the different clips, and then I will do a voiceover kind of talking about each table. And it gives me so many ideas, and I come back from the Christmas tea every year. This is the third year that I've gone, and I am so motivated to just deck out and do a Christmas table. Have I ever done a Christmas table? Not really. But one of these years, I am going to get some fancy china and do a full-on Christmas table. And I thought it gives me so much inspiration. I just wanted to share it with you as well. So like I said, not my typical video, but I thought you would enjoy. So let's get on to the tables. First table was a beautiful gold and green, has very beautiful emerald green tablecloth tied in with the napkins, and then the pops of gold from the plate chargers. For the centerpiece, it had a very beautiful classic red rose flower arrangement, and I think those were white carnations as well, and then some real candles. I love real candles, not against fake candles. They're safer in the house with kids, but I love real candles. This is a very beautiful black, white, and red themed table. It has the wreath in the center with a black lantern and candle with some very pretty red and white teacups with matching settings, and then every table had a gift that the guests could take home. This table had some handmade ornaments that they had made, which was such a pretty touch. Next table has that red theme as well, but it has a beautiful white tablecloth. It had some gold placemats shaped like poinsettias, and then it tied it in with the poinsettias for the table centerpiece. This was a very fun spin for the tables. This was a gingerbread themed table setting with the main gingerbread house surrounded by little gingerbread people and some little trees and a beaded garland. This was a very classic Christmas. It had the candles and the lanterns for the centerpiece with some greenery and just beautiful red and white napkins and table settings. This was very cool because they had more of a DIY spin on this table. I love the homemade little placemats or pot holders that every guest could take home. Had the green wreath, and then the napkins were folded and fanned out of the teacups. This table spoke to me. It was probably one of my favorites. Had more of a softer green with pops of cream and gold Christmas trees in the center. This table was the most crafty table I felt like. I had moss for the centerpiece and some old books that gave it a vintage feel, but what was the most unique about this is they handmade little books out of chocolates. They wrapped the chocolates and made it look like little books. Moving on, we have just a simple red, white, and green for the color scheme, but what was very unique about this table was the gifts that the guests could take home were individually wrapped little loaves of sourdough. This was a very unique table, more of a pink and white themed. I believe those were actually pink poinsettias on the tablecloth. A very unique spin on a traditional Christmas. This table was your classic white, almost more of a winter theme with the blue and silver plates. This table also had individually wrapped loaves of bread, and then the centerpiece was very unique because it looked like they took wine glasses that were flipped upside down with beads tucked into the glass, and then on top of the stems were these sparkly green candles. This was a very bright and bold pop of red for the centerpiece, but I loved this. Had real candles, the bright red with poinsettias and Christmas ornaments just added a beautiful sparkle. This was a little bit more of a simple table. The plates had pink roses with matching pink napkins and a creamy white tablecloth. Definitely not as grand as the table before this, but still very simple, elegant, and beautiful. This was a peppermint wonderland with everything themed peppermint, from the plates to the peppermint tree in the center. This was a beautiful table with the red and green velvet tablecloth. It had a wreath for the centerpiece, which they tucked in candles, and they had oranges with cloves in it, and I bet it smelled incredible. What I liked about this table was the green from the tablecloth and napkins matched. They folded the napkins to shape it like Christmas trees, and then for the centerpiece they took cake stands, put candles, and tucked in some greenery. This was a definite unique table. They had some sort of looked like lamp for the centerpiece with red and green table runners, and every single setting was slightly different with the teacups. This was a very classic, perfect definition for a Christmas table setting, with your wreath in the middle with candles, and my favorite part were the little red lanterns that guests could take home after the party. This table was bringing it some very vertical interest. They had this tree wrapped with twinkling fairy lights and dangly ornaments, and then at the base it had a beautiful centerpiece with some white garland, more fairy lights, and just some beautiful greenery. This is more of a natural but very classic and timeless table with some natural greenery, pine cones, and looked like some twine ornaments with some more vertical interest of some candles. This was the table that I got to sit at. It had that bright red with some dark green, and it was definitely a very beautiful Christmas table setting with some real candles. This was actually a table from last year. I'm sorry, I don't have a video, but I wanted to include it because they took a hula hoop and painted it green and then added some greenery and blue ornaments to the top of the hula hoop, adding some vertical interest, and I thought it was very beautiful and very interesting. I wanted to include it in this video. Okay, you guys, that was it. I hope that motivated you or gave you inspiration, or if not, I just hope you enjoyed watching it. It was so much fun, like I said, to go to this Christmas tea. I am already looking forward to the next one. I think they should do a Easter tea. I think that'd be so much fun to do this event but for Easter, and do like a spring table arrangements instead of winter or Christmas. But that is it. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye.